Justin Bergman getting us underway. 40 minutes on the match clock. Race to 7 racks. And we are up and running. And we're up and running with a dry break. Well, now, when these two, we talked about it when we were out in the arena, when these two played in the shootout, Payne got off to a brilliant start and got pegged back and ended up going behind, had to win a rack with a couple of minutes to go, and he cleared up and left 2 seconds on the clock. He could have run it all the way out and not let Justin have a chance for a golden break. He left 2 seconds. Justin made the golden break, stole the win, went on to make the final, lost out to Tom Cousins. No golden breaks and ducks in play here, but it was one of the most dramatic moments we have seen in the first 8 months of Ultimate Pool USA. And they're going to lock horns again here.
Extension call.
Really good look here for Payne, and he started so brightly in the shootout against him as well. He wants to do the same here and then go on and see it all the way through. But it's going to be a challenge. Justin's arguably favourite for the tournament, or certainly between Justin and Tom, they're the two standouts. Stephen White is slightly delayed in joining me from commentary, but don't worry, he's here. He's just going off and sorting the drinks for us, so
Absolutely.
We're all good.
Well, you know, I got to go back on this, just what you were saying right there. You know, Payne had the advantage almost all the way through the match with Justin last time, so a little different circumstances here with the extra game and the extra 10 minutes, but again, like we said before, anything can happen this weekend, and everything has. This looks to be a great start for Payne McBride.
Yeah, 8 ball to complete the run out, and to complete the run out off the Justin break as well. Wow. Wow. Can you believe it?
So on that shot, it seemed like he kind of stalled for just a second. And I don't know what caught him or what made him stall, but
it's one of those misses that when it happens, this could knock you for the rest of the match. You could fly home here and still be thinking about a miss like that. That is it's going to be a tough one to take. He's going to need an opportunity to respond to that pretty quickly, otherwise this one could hurt for a while. But obviously Justin's got a great chance just to run out and punish him straight away. It'd be a major surprise not to see that, and it would put a lot of weight onto Payne's next break if he does that. I know it would only be 1-0, but it's just, that was one of those.
Yeah, the term is that pool players have to have a short memory. If they don't, it's really, really tough to get over a shot like that where you know you're a 95% favorite to make it, maybe even higher, and just didn't happen. But Justin's doing what he's supposed to do and absolutely punishing Payne for that mistake. And I feel a little for Payne because he's got to sit here and watch Justin run these balls out that he's, pretty much guaranteed to run out. Sometimes as a pool player, you want to just be like, okay, that's good, let's get on to the next track, but can't do that. Justin just taking his time here. Actually taking the 15 rather than the 14 here, which on paper looks a little funny, but I really think he just wants to not have to worry about the slight angle he had on the 14. Very unfortunate miss there from Payne. One that he knows he should have taken down. Wasn't meant to be. Justin Bergman takes rack number 1 in this race to 7. Player we saw in the shootout, Chris Mitchell, moving on easily 7-1 against his opponent, Jamie Martin.
And we'll play Tom Cousins.
That will be an interesting one. Chris feels like he has all the ability in the world to win this event, and he'll get an opportunity to show it soon. Meanwhile, the iceberg, Justin Bergman, at the table with a pretty clean run out here.
Yeah, no, nice layout at the right time here for Justin, just to reset. Didn't do too much to go 2-0 up. Kind of very sluggish start to the match for Justin.
And Justin will be the first one to tell you he's not a huge fan of playing early in the morning. It's not his ideal time of day, but anytime you're in a tournament like this and you're winning, you know you're probably playing early on Sunday morning to go for the gold. Starting to get a few more people around the arena. I just saw Hayden Ernst walk in and grab a seat to watch his buddy Payne McBride play. Just lost out to Tom Cousins, but he's got a few moral victories this weekend. He's played pretty well.
I'm assuming he's still going in the juniors. I haven't checked out the draw sheet.
Yeah, I believe so. Got some of those juniors matches starting up pretty soon. I think there's a round at 12 or 12:30. UltimatePoolUSA.com will tell you in that bracket who is left. I'll see if we can get it run down here in a minute. Perfect.
Yeah, good run out from Justin. Just what he needed, just at that time.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, the young gun from the Houston, Texas area, Shane Petrick, he's been to the last 3 events that we've had, and he is begging for an opportunity to make it into his final so he can show what he can do, as well as all of the other juniors are. And the break here from Payne at the table, and it's not the easiest run out. He would have liked a real cut and dry stop shot run, but smooth stroke there. I really like this, attacking the top balls first. The 6 and the 4 pretty straightforward, and it looks messy, but really the solids play well. I like that. I really do. He saw something he didn't like, and he stood up. He called his extension a reset. That is so important.
Dave Matlock, please. Sam Henderson, top table.
It sounds like one of our youngest competitors is getting ready to play one of our older competitors. Maybe a Sam Henderson, Dave Matlock match coming up.
It's on the TV table next, yeah. Sam Henderson just getting victory in the last 32, in the last few minutes. We're also going to see Chris Mitchell and Tom Cousins. That's the next two matches here on the main feature table.
That's I know where I'm going to be sitting for the next two games. Oh, that's a great shot there. Got a little fortunate that the 11 ball went in the hole as well, but nonetheless, he played it well. This is kind of a weird spot. So he's almost straight on the 7, and gut instinct tells you to play the 7 ball first.
Yeah, I would.
You got to make sure you get your cue ball in a good position for the 5.
I'd be tempted to, depending on the angle. If he can just draw it back, then that's the shot. But if he doesn't have that, he was able to. The risk was that he was going a little bit too close to the 5.
Yeah, that was not an easy shot to perform, especially under the pressure that he's under. Looking to tie it up once again. Just needs to make a clean shot on this 5 ball. Opted for the corner over the side pocket, didn't want to bump the 10, and he set himself up very well on the 8 ball. And there it is, 3-3. Payne McBride is hanging in with Justin Bergman. The side pocket plays big for the 7 if he got down here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he needed to take that ball. But I think he's going to go down table here. Wouldn't be in his benefit.
I think you think you got to leave it last ball now. Yeah, just needs to come up short, needs to stop. That's bad. That's a bad angle.
I think he can still get around.
If that stops the other side of it on this angle, it makes life so much easier.
He's going to draw this ball.
He's got to juice it up. Oh, and the flick hurts him.
He's got a shot.
He actually got too much on that. Actually got too much juice on it.
And this plays okay. If he can make this ball, the cue ball is just going to come up and down the table, and he'll have a shot on the 8 in the same pocket. If he can see it. Oh, no.
That will be that, you feel. Already one rack down. Ball in hand, Justin Bergman. 1:37 left on the clock. Just a case of calm yourself and roll these through. Remember, no golden breaks in play or anything like that. So,
yeah, and realistically, the rack, the match could end right here. Justin doesn't even have to run these out, really. Just
no,
10 seconds at a time.
Yeah, the match is over essentially.
But what a immaculate run by Payne there. It's unfortunate that he didn't get a better shot on the 4 because he really worked hard for that. I feel a little rough for him because he's been in contention against Justin Bergman twice now and just got some rough rolls. And Justin seems to be speeding around this table. You don't expect a mistake, but
Yeah, he is kind of speeding around. He doesn't need to. I mean, essentially the match over, really, as long as he runs the clock down enough here. I was thinking if he missed at any point and left 40 seconds, now we're at 30, there is just about time, but once we get sub 30, it's not available. So all that will happen here is he'll make our referee Darryl rack the balls up for no reason whatsoever.
Well, and you got to hand it to Justin Bergman for hanging in there, because he had his back to the wall for a little bit. He did have to hold serve, but it looks like Payne is going to go ahead and concede the match.
He is. He left 1 second on the clock. He's done the right thing in conceding the match. Nobody wanted to see the balls racked up just for a 1 second break, but it was a very enjoyable match. Just in very much a morning match, you'd say there. He was a little bit sluggish out the gate. And
this venue, this format, and this style of pool, it's got to be this guy, the human highlight reel, David Matlock.
He's got a good chance in the opening rack. So it's a race to 7 and 40 minutes on the clock. No golden breaks or ducks in played. That tournament rule only exists for the shootout. International 8-ball rules. And this should be entertaining.
Is it bad that I'm a little upset that the rack is so cut and dry? Because when it's not as easy, Dave Matlock really just puts on an absolute show. It's like magic. It's really crazy what he can do and the things he can do with that cue ball. We've seen a ton of highlight reel shots this weekend already. So when you see an open rack like this, in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, oh, I wish it was harder.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. You always get the same thing when Chris Melling ever gets himself in trouble when you're commentating on. You're like, hang on a minute, this might be a moment. There's certain players just have that extra special gear, don't they, when they need it? And Dave Matlock is in that bracket.
I would love to see a match between Chris and Dave where the rack is broken by somebody like me who doesn't break well.
Yeah.
Force it to be a crazy match.
Massively disappointing visit to the table for Dave Matlock, in all honesty. Got the first shot wrong, was trying to come across for the one on the side rail, didn't quite come far enough, and from there he got himself in trouble. So disappointment. Not if you're a Sam Henderson fan though, who now gets an opportunity.
Yeah, and I gotta say, letting Sam Henderson to the table here is definitely something that Dave doesn't want to do very often. He's already going to get opportunities on his break, assuming he makes a ball, because he does break very well. So you don't want to give up racks on your own break.
Well, Sam's got himself in trouble very quickly here.
Yeah, I still think he can cut this ball and give himself an opportunity.
I don't think he's thinking two. That's too thin. Needed to pull the ball back.
I definitely didn't like the real first shot, but no. I guess it works out because he's leaving the cue ball on this end.
Well, fortunately, leaving the cue ball at that end. I don't think that was played, was it? That was a slightly edgy visit to the table for Sam Henderson as well. So maybe similar to the last match, where both players just starting off a little bit on the edgy side.
Oof.
To be fair to Sam, he's not had too much time off the table. Though he's 18 years old, he's got it'll be no problems for him with stamina. But you know, they started at 10 o'clock this morning, and he only finished his previous match about 15 minutes ago. Straight out here, straight on the TV table.
Yeah, I think he's going to feel comfortable on the table. You got to think that even with maybe not the best showing in the shootout, he told me he does enjoy the table. He likes the way it plays, and the kid really is a student of the game. He wants to get as much pull as he can, and he's been that way for a long time. I have a really good friend of mine named Josh Suits in Illinois, and he's been helping Sam for years get around to tournaments and get involved where he can be in the pool world, and Sam has just taken to it so well. He truly is a generational player. I feel like he will be around and one of the big names for a very long time. Maybe as long as Dave Matlock has been.
Maybe. made pretty light work of this second opportunity in the rack. He'll feel fortunate to have got a second opportunity, but he's done what he needed to do.
Yeah, it's not often that you're going to get 2 opportunities at the table when you're playing Dave Matlock or Sam Henderson, so you must feel very fortunate to take this first rack. Big break here. Watch out, cue ball. Stays up, but nothing down. Sam Henderson coming to the table here with another decent look if he can get an opener, and I think he does. And this is interesting here because really either layout plays. He's nominated stripes. And he's played that well. Really the only question mark there is going to be this 14 ball, and I think he'll be able to get to it pretty easily.
Yeah, he's got room. This is a little bit easier than the last layout, which he dealt with very well. This is as good as you'd really want it.
I didn't want to be tree-topped on that ball. It makes queuing up over this immensely more difficult.
Yeah, this has gone wrong.
With all ball fouls in play, our referee, Rich, is going to be like a hawk on that 11 ball, making sure there's no movement. Played it well, and he's just... Does the 11 go on the side? Yeah, I think it does. This could have gotten really, really hairy, but it looks like the 11 ball just passes.
It's been a very good recovery.
And just one more part of the puzzle to figure out. I like the 13 playing the 12 down and just rolling down to shoot the 14 in the side pocket. He sees it differently. He's going to go to the side rail and come back for the 14 in the same pocket.
I like the way that Sam's gone. For me, it's the natural way of doing it. If you go the other way around, then you're going to have a problem connecting the two together. This way, the natural connection is there.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Just.
Yeah, he's going to be able to come up to the top of the table and leave himself a shot on the bottom right-hand corner for the 8 ball. Just needs to make sure that he gets the cue ball right on this. Don't want to undersell it or oversell it. This will work. Sam Henderson playing really well this morning.
First visit to the table for Sam Henderson was he just got himself in a spot bother after a couple of shots. Thereafter, he's been flawless. How about that for a break?
Wow.
That's power. What's he made? 4 solids?
4 solids, yeah.
Wow.
And has a shot on one. He's actually got a shot on 2. I think the play here is to take the 4 on the side and then the 1.
I'll just take the stripes.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely playable.
Yeah.
And Sam agrees with you here.
At the elite level, 99 or 90% of the time, let's say, if you make 4 of one colour off the break, and you will go the other way. Top players aren't worried about the fact he's got to pot 8 balls instead of 4. And you just want more balls on the table to be able to connect things together and put a pattern together.
Well, this has gotten a little tough here because now he's going to have to play the combo, I think. 15 ball just rolled in front of the 11. Just makes the rack a tiny bit more difficult here.
Did you play the bump? Or
I don't think so. I think I stop the ball and I take a little bit tougher of a shot on the 14. He may be looking at the 10 ball, though. A little bit of elevation. Oh, he's just able to draw out of it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, was it worth, getting on the 14? As in, if he could have got to the 14, bumped it over the, down the table and had a shot down the table and then used that to then take the one he's just taken to leave the 10 as your last ball. But no real problems the way he's gone. Yeah. All very nice and clean and absolutely pinpoint throughout, really.
Well, and this has really been a class showing from Sam Henderson. Dave Matlock, a few mistakes early on, never was really able to get on the ball. But Sam Henderson, what a showing here. The young man has moved on and is looking to get his shot in the Open. He wants to win that title.
He is the man to beat. He is at the top of the tree right now, so I guess he is. We were all waiting on his presence, but he is finally here. I have to say, Chris Mitchell was in the arena the second that Sam and Dave walked out, so it's... I don't think there's mind games. I don't think Tom has that in him, but he was made to sit around for a little while. But it's a really interesting matchup here because Chris Mitchell's absolutely got zero respect for reputation here. He's going to believe that he does believe, I can tell you that he believes he's going to win this tournament, and he's got a very big mountain to climb in Tom Cousins, who has proved time and time again that he is right up there with everybody in the world, certainly the number one player in ultimate pool terms right now.
Well, Chris Mitchell, I'll tell you just something that I saw during the Sam Henderson-Dave Matlock match. I believe the score was right at 5-1 or 6-1. Chris was over here on this table to our left, and he was on the table stroking, no ball, just making sure his stroke was smooth. So he knew where he was going next. He knows how good Tom is, and he's doing his due diligence to make sure that he's prepared mentally, physically, all of that stuff. I think we're in for a treat here. Tom looks a little perplexed. Maybe not what he wanted here. Oh no. This is not good for Tom.
You couldn't quite see it on camera, but I can tell you that Tom, who gives very little away when he's out there, was muttering some very choice words to himself.
Well, he's able to make the good hit, but you're giving up an open table, and he actually bumped the two balls that would have been a little bit of an issue and opened both of them up to make them available. Chris loses his chalk here. Well, a very quick rack here for Chris Mitchell after that big mistake by Tom Cousins. Just on the 8-ball. And he's going to take a 1-0 lead against the current king of the arena here at Rail Yard.
Okay, it's a good break. It's a very good break. And it's a good layout. How would you like the stripes here? You'd have to cue in a really good first ball.
Yeah, you could make an argument for either side, but I think the stripes is definitely the easier path.
Depends on the combination at the top. If the combination on solids is really easy and you're not putting it too safe, then you could go solids. But stripes is just about making the first shot. If you make the first shot, you've won the rack. Yeah, nicely done. Could have done with pulling it back just an extra 2 turns, so he's sort of still going to have to play that good shot to get in shape.
Yeah. And this seems to be where the multitude of Tom's mistakes have been coming. He gets just a little out of line, and then just a little more,
Yeah.
and then trying to recover, makes a mistake. And it's little things like this. It's not the worst because this ball goes, but now it changes how the 14 is going to move and where the 14 is going to be positioned. So
he's in a world of trouble. First shot coming up, 2 rolls short, and he had to take away control from that shot, and that's why he's ended up here. He's in a world of hurt in this rack. And the bank doesn't land, so no recovery. And right now, Chris Mitchell has an opportunity to go 4-1 and have the break in the next. Massive moments, really. Third error for Tom in the match.
what a mistake here by Chris Mitchell, and he knows it, kind of having a giggle about it. He's definitely not happy. That's very unfortunate. Kind of put himself into that position, though, and it's going to cost him the rack.
there'll be a serious amount of relief here for Tom Cousins. There really will be. I mean, he's still in trouble. He's still going to be 3-2, and it would be Chris's break, but he's been handed one here. Really has been handed a lifeline. He's in the quarterfinals of the juniors, but that's not scheduled for a little while, so yes, that's not scheduled for it. Yeah, if he wins that match, then he has a problem, or the tournament director has a problem.
He won't have a problem.
Yeah.
He'll be happy. He'll be ecstatic.
Tom does make a ball, so chance to run it out and get the win on the board. Move on to the quarterfinals once again.
And we know the level of play that Tom has can be very high, and in the beginning of this match it was not that, but he's really turned it around.
Well, that has not worked.
I think he can get out of this.
He can.
It's just going to take some work, and you can't make a mistake here. You can't let Chris back at the table.
10 ball's his friend at the top of the table. I think he can play the 10, use the 3 to open up the other stripe at the top there. Nope.
Oh, no. And he's left a shot on for Chris here. Almost similar to the last one that he had, a little easier, but he's going to have the short memory. It is. Well, worst case scenario for Tom Cousins. So it looks like Chris is going to be able to get back in this.
Yeah, the time left as well is an awkward one from a Tom Cousins perspective, because there is enough time for Chris to run this and plenty of time for him to have the opportunity to break and run the next. But there may not be enough time for Tom to play out a full heel-heel match, a heel-heel frame. So he may be sat in his chair and may not touch the table again until we get to a 6 ball.
Yeah, the breakdown here with 2 balls left. Going to assume that we're going to be around the 3 minutes and 40-second mark, roughly. A 2-minute run out from Chris is going to put us right around a minute 40 left. That would be enough time, actually.
Just wondering if it's a mistake from Chris. I suppose you have to.
Going on here, he understands the situation that he's in.
Oh, no. Oh, can you believe it? And head in his hands, he knows that's a massive moment for him.
Does he have it?
That could put him into a 6 ball here.
He's going to cross this 8 ball.
He's got to use every single second. He might give this one a ride. Give it a ride, get the balls rolling, and what's he going to leave? He's going to leave
a minute.
59 seconds. That is a huge, huge error from Tom Cousins. Chris Mitchell right now has a chance for a buzzer beater to take us to a 6 ball. Hold your nerve time, 47 seconds left.
Well, and I'll tell you what, he's not rushing, which makes me feel like he's comfortable with the amount of time that's left on the clock.
It is a comfortable amount of time, but he's taking a few more seconds on those couple of shots than I would have thought. We have seen players in this situation lose the match clock. He's only got 25 seconds left. I don't think he knows I don't think he's got the match clock here. I think he's going to run out of time. He's going to run out of time. This is going to really hurt him.
It's absolutely going to be a
It's going to be 15 seconds to go, and he took too long on the first 2 or 3 shots here. Yeah, I mean, he's going for a wonder. He's got less than 10 seconds left. Tom Cousins is looking at him wondering what's going on, and I think Chris has just realised.
That's so unfortunate.
He lost the match clock. We have seen that before.
He just didn't know.
And we've seen it so many times. When players are in that situation, you can get lost and you can lose the match clock. There's a big screen, everyone can see it, but when you're out there, you're in the moment, and you have to say, Tom Cousins, he's a lucky boy. He's a lucky boy, because 1 minute with that layout was plenty of time.
And then Jeremy and I did some TikTok commentary yesterday, which was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I got to sit in for that.
Yeah.
TikTok commentary, a little bit I guess, less structured and
Yeah.
a little bit more, we'll call it shotgun style.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. Big break. Did you watch Sam's first match here on the TV tape?
I did. I was able to catch a little bit of it. I know he was in pretty good form. I actually talked to his opponent, Dave Matlock, after the match, and he said that Dave said he was struggling, really kind of switching from the outer tables to the stream table, and that. But he was very complimentary. He said it didn't really matter. He said, I don't think if I was comfortable with the table or not, I don't know if I would have beat Sam. So
Yeah, and Sam's playing really good.
yeah.
And, me and you are both pretty good friends with Mr. Shane Thompson.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've spent quite a bit of time around him, and maybe even so you more than I. Kind of hung out in Kansas City last week.
Yeah, no, Shane's been really one of the great ambassadors that the Ultimate Pool group from the UK has brought over here, and he just absolutely is a joy with all the fans. And he actually came to Kansas City a week early before this event and had a lot of lessons booked, and it's just he doesn't say no, if you ask him for anything, so it's awesome. So
Yeah, Shane's a phenomenal guy, and also a phenomenal player. The safecracker is what they call him, and he's gonna have to dig deep into his book of tricks for this one, because this will be a tough safe to crack per se. Sam Henderson played absolutely phenomenal all weekend.
yeah, no, Sam's just really been fun to watch. Just kind of grow into a pool player. He's just plays phenomenal. I think he'll be a representative for Team USA and our team comps for many years coming forward soon, and looking forward to it. So it's also, I actually talk a fair amount to Sam and his mother as well. His mom Tracy is one of our league operators in the Quad City area, so they're really having fun with Ultimate Pool up there as well. The league is, as well as these tournaments. So
Yeah, your email should be pretty full, as much as we've kind of talked about it again.
Yeah.
If you are interested in playing league, we can get you set up with one of those Facebook groups. And if you don't have the league in your area, don't worry, we can help with that too. Got a little email address you can send to if you're interested in bringing Ultimate Pool League to your specific area. And what is that email address, Nate?
yeah, so it's tough one to remember. It's league@ultimatepoolusa.com. So again, league@ultimatepoolusa.com. It comes to myself and the team. One of us will get back to you rather quickly if we've got a league in that area, if we're looking, things like that. And we're in 29 states with a few more to announce actually, and we're looking to get that whole map covered. So I'd love to hear from you.
Out of those 29 states, we still have quite a bit of room
Yeah.
where that's untouched. So just because you know that there's a league in your state, that doesn't mean that your area is not available. So
Correct.
get with Nate, get the email sent out. Let us help you put Ultimate Pool in your area. That the clock is still ticking and that they got to go. That's very much a great analogy.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun, and I'm a football fan. I know you are too, so
Yeah.
it hits home with me. Just a little bit of an update. We still have, it looks like Eddie Vonderow, who's also in the Open event. I don't know if he's gone out, but his match is holding up just a little bit because he's still playing his Open match, or was, and he's behind there. But we do have 4 quarterfinalists guaranteed: Caden Herbach, Shane Petrick, Austin Axe, and Jesse Arndt. Of course, we all know Caden Herbach earned his shot in the shootout. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to pull it out there. However, he does look like he is primed and ready to take another junior title. However, I know for a fact the young man from Houston, Texas, Shane Petrick, will be on him. They had a absolute thriller on one of the outside tables of the Colorado Open. I think it went hill.
Yeah.
And Caden got the win. So Shane Petrick going to be looking for some revenge if they both make it through.
So.
They'll meet up in the semifinals if they do. So much action left, but the action on the table right now, Shane Thompson, an opportunity to take it 2-2. It's not the easiest layout either.
No, he definitely has some work to do, but that 5 ball obviously being the key ball here on this one. But I mean, the 3 does lead to it if you got to get pretty darn good on that 3 though.
Yeah, I think you can take the 4 here and just stun over.
Yeah, but you want to fall
Gotta
straight.
be straight.
Yeah, anything off straight's not good.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
You got a bump. Well, he's got another chance at it. The 6 ball goes. And I actually think here, if you take the 6 ball, with that little bit of a bump, you can take the 3 in the side, and you can try and hold to this side so you can shoot the 5 in the other corner.
That bump on the 13 definitely kind of opened up the possibilities now where you can just drop this in and have the correct angle. So that was...
Speed is still very important on this shot. You cannot overroll it, and you don't want to underroll it. You have a very small area of opportunity.
I think over beats under here, but you can quickly go too far. So.
Oh, and he's hit it good. And like you said, over better than under, and he has done that. And I think he's going to come out fine.
Yeah, and I think that if that 8 goes past the 9, which I think is what he's looking at right now, that makes this out a little easier. But if it doesn't, it's judging from the way he took a look at it and reacted, it must go. So, no, he still doesn't like it. So,
yeah, I actually think he might try and just stun over.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit of draw. Little bump. It's not going to hurt him.
Yeah.
It may have taken away the corner now, but the side pocket's still very much in play. Great shot there.
I was actually speaking with Simon Webb about that earlier this week. We were really, really pleased. We have a ton of our league operators here. We've got Kevin Burris from Cincinnati. We have David Tentweiss from South Florida area. A lot of them have came in to just come check out the format. There's Michael Luster from New Orleans, and I know I'm forgetting some, and I apologize if I didn't name you. It's nothing personal.
I know Jeff Goodman's here.
Jeff Goodman's here, yes, absolutely. And so
Jeff's really good for pool, and I'm a little biased, but he always sends a qualifier to the tournament. So we run qualifiers in East Texas for every single event, and he takes that prize money plus a little bit of his own. He buys their entry and sends them to the next event. He's been fortunate enough to be at all 4 events and sending players every time. He's got a great pool hall down there. He's intent on moving into a bigger building so we can bring an Ultimate Pool USA event down to Longview, Texas.
There you go. And Shane get another gift there with a dry break from Sam, get him back in the match. So if it's just keeps the cue ball under control, should be able to get these knocked out. But
the important part of this is, I don't want to look too far ahead, but when and if he gets out here, the break is going to be extremely important for Shane. Just to get it tied 4-4, if he can get out here, he needs a solid break.
I know that's just kind of speaking to him about switching games, the English 8-ball game, the size of the object balls and the cue ball, but he, bar none, he'll tell you the biggest thing he struggles with in the American game is the break. He is still really trying to attempt to figure out what's best for you. Kind of changes here, changes there. I think once he gets settled in, I mean, he'll be monstrous just like he is at all games, and he still plays it really well. I mean, he's always has a deep run in all the tournaments that we've had. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, speaking of the break, Shane was really looking in good form at our first one in Shreveport, Louisiana Open. He just ran into a buzzsaw named Billy Thorpe at that time, who was just breaking absolutely dead perfect.
Well, speaking of Billy, I know he wants to get back to an Ultimate Pool USA event. Unfortunately, he's got some other stuff going around this time of the year right now. So kudos to him for staying busy. Can't wait to see him when he gets back into the Ultimate Pool USA arena.
And his running buddy, Sky Woodward, has personally promised me he's going to be at some events next year. So I'm going to hold you to that, Sky. If you're listening, I know you do enjoy watching it because you're just dying to play some Europeans at Bar Box 8-ball. So, buddy, get out here and come try it out. So
the juniors are so talented in the USA. Can't stress it enough.
One thing I do have to say, and Shane probably wouldn't mind me saying this, but we give each other a hard time, and I must say in this match, his hair has never looked better.
Got to get something down.
11 ball looks like it's going to drop.
There we go. And you saw him there give it a little oomph on that step.
Last ball rolling looks like really the only issue is the 8-ball on this one with stripes. So
yeah. Shane Thompson setting himself up for success. We may see him as a
He
semifinalist.
likes solids on this track. I don't blame him. That way you
I like
clear
the
out that
solids.
8 ball. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Solids in play.
Shane's really set up to win this match now. No, 3 matches going, no players through to the semifinals yet. Shane Thompson, if he gets out here, may very well be the first player to lock in their semifinal spot. Tom Cousins and Cash Keaton, 3-2 Tom's favor. And Jonathan King and Joe Prince, 3-2 Joe's favor. So, interesting ordeal here. 3 Europeans holding the lead in their
Right.
respective quarterfinal matches.
Then we got one more quarterfinal to go on right after this, correct?
Yeah, right after this, we'll get treated with a local favorite, Stephen McGoy, against the Iceberg, Justin Bergman.
Bergman, yep.
And I actually think part of the reason we've got such a nice big crowd over here is not only that Sam Henderson's a fan favorite, people are sweating that one, but they know that their boy, Stephen McGoy,
Yeah.
is about to hit the TV table.
We haven't got too many locals on the stream too much this time, just the way the matches have worked out.
Big win there.
Great shoot with Shane Thompson there. Sam played well as well. So,
The Kansas City crowd really enjoying Shane Thompson's win there. Guys, we have a quarterfinalist.
so it is. It's kind of a nice little preview we got with Tina and Justin versus Tara and Tom Cousins there. So
Justin gets us underway then. We are set and ready. And it's a good opening break. A tricky opening layout.
yeah, kind of jumbled on that right rail there as we're looking at it, and really saw struggles with the break in the last set there. And I think Shane was the first one to figure it out late, and that was kind of the difference. He switched to a head ball break in the center of the table, and I think he ran out his last 2 breaks, and that was really the difference between him and Sam. So
Yeah, I think Sam will look back on that chance to go 6-3 and feel that was the moment really. Small margins at the elite level, but 18 years old, big future in the game for Sam Henderson.
yeah, he's just an absolute joy to watch. And like I said, I kind of said it last. The difference in his demeanor when he's just sitting around talking and the look he has on his face. He says that killer look of concentration. I love that. So it's going to be probably one of the first tactical safety racks we see here, with Justin just kind of passing up, taking an opening shot, and seeing what Stephen can figure out here.
Yeah, this might just use up a little bit of the clock here. This is obviously a very important opening rack. In pool terms, race to 7. I know it's 40 minutes, but it's a short race really. You can't really afford to go too gung-ho in the opening rack and give it away.
Solids in play.
And there was a clever shot that Stephen played there to kind of put the 5 in a good spot. However, he let him see the 6, and because I think Stephen was like, "I'm going to get solids on this rack no matter what here," and Justin just fires in the bank and kind of switches it on him.
Well, he's going. He only has one ball to break out, and there is a way to do it. The only problem is he's going into such a huge amount of traffic. It's just not guaranteed to come out.
Yeah, this would be a shot I would just kind of fire at and hope. I'm sure he has a better plan than I.
Oh no, he did fire at it in hope, but it's come out wrong. Come out as bad as it could.
Yeah, but he doesn't mind where the 3 ball ended up, though, as far as giving him another maybe fighting chance at this rack here with the 3 ball. Covering Stephen's stripe here. So.
We saw Stephen in the shootout. Oh, this one's gone wrong. He still holds the aces in this frame, so he shouldn't be too disappointed. Just kind of going to have to reset and earn another opportunity here. But so he's has got that experience out in the arena. See, Justin certainly does. Spent plenty of time out there throughout the course of the weekend.
Yeah, sometimes you kind of see obviously Steven's a very high-level amateur and his 8-ball game's good, but sometimes the amateurs get so afraid of getting that pro back up to the table, they try to do a little too much.
Yeah, I think that's so common.
Yes.
I really do. You feel like you have to play lights out, flawless pool. You just have to make the right decisions at the right time and take your opportunities when they come along. If you try and go too aggressive and open the game up when you're playing top pros, you're just going to get picked off.
Imagine he would have passed up on that bank there with the ability to lay him under that 10-9. And
I think that was a smart shot, though, because he's played it in a clever way. He's not left much. He left himself at the perfect angle on the 7 to break out the 3. So everything about that shot from Justin was perfect, apart from the 4 falling in.
Justin's cue ball, as good as it normally is, he may not even try to break out that 3. It looks like he might be able just to make it once he clears some traffic, but I can't tell from our exact angles here. And that's gone wrong there for Steven, and leaving a chance for Justin to clean these up here. Like I said, he does have a 3-ball to navigate and figure out, but take a quick glance at it. I think he likes what he sees, so. See if he left him some angle to get at that 3-ball right now. Developed it just enough to go up and down here. And
Yeah, picks the line nicely.
just makes it look so easy with that cue ball.
Yeah, I think he's an absolute joy to watch. Anyone that enjoys.
Right. Yeah, we don't mind an arch chair back here. It's fun. But, yeah, if you're out there not playing much, can't imagine he's enjoying it too much. But still a good experience, something that he probably doesn't get much of playing pool as of now. But
Okay, now it's time to force himself onto the match. He's made a ball, and the chance is a good one.
I think that 11, so just enough past the 5, where the 5 still goes inside, it looks like, possibly. Not a ton to navigate here, really. I mean, the 6 and 7, if you're not perfect, could get a little hairy, I guess. But
Yeah, but if you use the 4 to come down to the left-hand side of the table, you've got margin of error of about quarter of the table, so I don't see an issue. You could get a little funny on the 7, and that might affect you getting onto the 8, assuming the 7's the last ball. But when you play down, if you could play the gap to get on the 7, to get on the 6. But I mean, you could go either way around. You really shouldn't have an issue. Yeah, that's a good shot. Now he's got room to play with. Yeah, that's good. See, now I'd go 7 rather than 6. But if he comes up 2-3 rolls short, then you'd go 6 first.
Right.
It looks like he's still going to go. No, yeah, he looks like he's still going to go 6. But I quite like just rolling the 7 in, and then you've got the 6 in the opposite corner.
I just can't tell the angle on the 7. If you bump that 13, is something to mess with it? I don't know. So it was.
But I just preferred the 6 to the 8 was
Sure.
my preference.
Sure. But he shot that well and should be able to avoid those stripes and come out for the 8 in the side here.
Yeah, all very nice. That's what I like, though, just this sort of analysing the pattern in terms of, I do that when I used to play and practice. I'd take long, if I was on solo practice, take longer, study what was going on and kind of try and think about which way makes it the easiest and which route requires the least amount of execution. The Denver shootout as well.
And, of course, like I said, we definitely not over here. Steven's got a fighting chance for sure as he gets a good break there. I think that would probably be most people's pre-event pick for the finals as well.
Yeah.
So.
They're the 2 tournament favourites for me.
Oh, yeah.
But no doubt about it. And Tom won't be as well known in America as he is over in England and with English pool around the world, because he's known all around the world for English pool. But I think people have seen over the last couple of tournaments just the level he can play at.
Yeah, I think if they don't know him, they will soon. And so,
yeah.
I definitely, when he first came to Denver, I was like, I've never heard of this guy, and told him, just watch, you'll learn a few things.
Yeah.
And so
he's right up there with one of the best 8-ball players in the world. I say it that way simply because there's a handful of players in China that only play Chinese 8-ball that are off the charts when it comes to 8-ball as well. But it's he's right there with anybody. Good bank. He missed his breakout a couple of shots ago, so he's working hard here. This could be his last shot in the tournament if he doesn't get it right.
One of the things that I've considered quite impressive with some of the Europeans coming over is I didn't really realize exactly how different the equipment was until referee Darryl, who's doing this match here, he has the English 8-ball set with him, and I saw how incredibly different the cue ball is, and I was just baffled by it. It looks like a ping pong ball compared to our
It's a very the balls being different sizes, smaller, much smaller, and obviously the cue ball smaller than the object balls changes the dynamic. But that's a conversation for another day, because that is going to be pretty much the end of this match. You feel Stephen McGoy just got his line wrong there, missed his breakout previously, tried to attack it once again, trying to land on the bank or get behind it this time round, and obviously scratches in the corner and leaves just a routine run out here for Justin Bergman to make it through to another semi-final here with Ultimate Pool USA. Touch short for perfection, still well within his scope. And simple enough 8-ball. And in it goes, Justin Bergman into the semi-finals of the Louisville Open. He'll take on Shane Thompson. On the other side of the draw, it will be Tom Cousins taking on Joe Prince.
Yeah, 1,000% Shane is the one who's probably feeling the most pressure. He's going to love this because he's going to get ball in hand anywhere, and Justin showing a little emotion there. But you're 100% right. Joe has made two finals. He's probably feeling like he deserves to be here because he's played well. And Shane, again, has not had the success, so...
Yeah, well, he's going to get the first opportunity at the table with Shane, and it's a good layout here. He'd expect to get these. I expect him to get them, but it is the first rack of a big semi-final.
Yeah, and it's something that we've heard consistently throughout the weekend. When you move to the outside tables that maybe don't have the same amount of people around them and the lights and everything, there was a little bit of a difference there. So he's going to have to make an adjustment to the table pretty quickly. He's only seen it once this weekend, whereas Justin, because of his success during the shootout and the mixed pairs, he's seen it quite a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor.
And this is, I think he drew a little too far here.
I think he's okay. He can just punch out and take the next in the side.
And I forget that Shane is so good at those tiny touch shots and still being able to manipulate the cue ball really well. It's kind of funny when you look at him. You would think that he's more brutish and power, but he's not. He's got a very good
he's touch and finesse. He's touch patterns and finesse. Two actually really enjoyable players to watch for that exact aspect of the game, really.
Yeah, Justin never looks like he hits the ball over, 50% speed, but he tends to get a lot out of the cue ball when he does, and he can really manipulate it, as can Shane. So, big match here. Obviously, one of them is going to get a spot into the finals. And let me ask you a little bit about this as we see Shane. If you're playing in the semifinals and you know both matches are going on to the TV table, would you prefer to play the first semifinal or the second?
I don't think it matters this time round because we've got the women's and juniors final in between.
Yeah.
So if they were going straight on, I do think it makes a difference. Shane's okay. I thought for a second he was going to hook himself. But there is going to be a big gap for both players. They're going to get, winner of this one will probably get better part of 3 hours. The winner of the second one will get 2 hours. The final is scheduled for 10 p.m. It's not. They should have time to reset, get some food if they wish.
Wow.
Solid. Very, very solid.
If I could handpick a break to be able to do every time, this might be it. There's a play for really either suit. I think I like the stripes here simply because the three ball is not as simple as I'd want it to be. Oh no.
Wow.
And a huge error.
Yeah, just after going back to back and punishing a Shane error. Oh, it was just a tough spot for Shane more than a really bad error, but it is a bad mistake from Justin.
Shane should feel very fortunate to be at the table right now. Extremely unorthodox for Justin Bergman to miss a shot like that.
Stripes in play.
Now in this situation, it looks like Shane is eyeballing what he wants to do here. The 14 is just slightly in a weird spot for him at this stage. He's going to try and get better shape on his next ball.
I think he was okay with it where he was. He just wanted to deal with the one at the bottom of the table. I do think it's a slightly straight angle.
Yeah, I might try and shoot the 9-ball here rather. But I guess that'd be taken away from your 8-ball shot. It's a whole lot easier to get on the 8-ball with the 9.
Had to force it, and well, if he was coming out for the 10, which I suspect he probably was, he's come up short. Whichever way around you go here, the two solids played big, not necessarily on the connection between the two strikes, although they do play in the way, but also onto the 8 ball.
I think just based on where the 2 ball is and having to bridge, I like this 9 ball shot. Cannot come up short here.
But then this shot becomes a slight problem. You know, he just has to come past, doesn't he? And, yeah, come past the 2 solids and leave it as a quarter ball clip in.
Watch out, cue ball. Wow. He's not happy with that. I wouldn't be either. But he's still at the table, and he still has a chance to make the ball. Snuck away with that one, Simon.
Yeah, a little bit lost with his pattern, wasn't he, at the back end? He's normally very clean and clinical there, but yeah, dealt with it well.
Another big break. Watch out, cue ball. Don't do it.
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one for Shane Thompson to take. Because you hear the couple of balls drop in, you're starting to think about the layout. And then, look at that. Doesn't get touched by anything.
Yeah, and I think the point and process there was if the cue ball had have gone just a little bit airborne and got a little pop on it, it would have stalled out in the center of the table rather than drifting forward. But because there was no elevation on the cue ball, it didn't go airborne. It caught the felt very quickly and went straight in. And he's dealt with the 1 ball almost immediately. It still doesn't quite have a pocket unless he can shoot it right now.
I think he can shoot it now, but he's going into the 15.
I don't think it hurts him a whole lot. Just got to make sure you got a shot afterwards. Played that well. That was an important shot there. I like him shooting the 3 in the side and playing for the 5 ball. I don't like the combo.
Looks like
if I'm shooting it.
He's going to take on the combo.
Justin probably feeling way more confident in this shot than any of us would.
I think that's a pretty fair comment in every shot that he plays.
I don't know. I feel pretty confident when they're straight in, Simon. Doesn't mean I'm going to make it every time, but at least I feel confident.
It's half the battle.
Gonna have to put a little touch on this one. Gonna leave himself pretty well here. Just a little kiss on the 9 ball. Watch out, cue ball. Oh no. Well, he's left himself a shot, but he came down too low. This is not what he wanted. He's very fortunate that he has an open pocket for that ball because he could have been a whole lot worse. Dug himself out of trouble on this one. Nice shot there by the iceberg, Justin Bergman. It is now 4-4. It will be Justin's break, and I'm getting a sense of deja vu here, Simon. It's been kind of what we've seen all day. And just a silly situation here. If you're Shane, you just have to sit and watch. And Justin's going to be breaking this from the side like he has all weekend. He's had high success. The 8 ball doesn't count, but he's been making balls and leaving shots. So.
And he's hit this one really well, but there's no ball.
No.
There's no ball. Shane Thompson gets the chance in the Hill frame.
And Shane is
Extension call.
not just because of the match clock, but Shane is absolutely out of his chair very quickly and immediately calls his extension, gives him time to analyze the rack. This is huge.
Strikes in play.
Absolutely huge. And Shane Thompson, very much so, in a good spot here. He may have come a little far on the 9-ball. What's going on here?
It's a little awkward now.
He's got the 10-ball on the side.
I think he has to take the 10-ball long. I think if he goes to the corner and it goes well, he's out.
Wow, and he's played it great.
I think he was hoping he'd just get the top side of the solid and then he would pop on straight into the side. Now he's got to just judge the contact. Oh, he's hooked himself.
Oh, no. What a brutal situation here. What do you do here, Simon?
He's going to go two rails and kick at it. And what a disaster for Shane Thompson.
He knows the situation he's in. And he knows that this is likely the last time he'll see the table.
Yeah, the anger when he went back to his chair. Look at him. Enraged and just frantic. If that was 30 seconds a shot, I think he gets out. It just was one shot that went a little bit funny, and he then from there was chasing and doing all that at 15 seconds. It's tough. 15 seconds is fine when you're in line, but when you get out. But let's not give this one to Justin just yet.
Yeah, there's still a few shots that have to be worked around. It's not the hardest shot in the world, but the 4-ball being on the rail makes it a little more difficult than your standard shot.
Yeah, and because he didn't get on the 3 as he wanted to, it means he didn't leave the 2 at the top of the table. So now he's going to have to play a very good positional shot off his final ball for the 8-ball. Oh, he's coming across for the 4 because he just doesn't want it to be the 4, which is good vision.
I actually think he's going to take the 2.
He is going to take the 2.
Go 2 rails around.
He's going to have to hit 2 great shots here to get nice on the 8.
Oh, and he's going to be really picture perfect. Draw this ball back, make it, you're good. Just have to make the ball.
Yeah, this isn't a... I mean, he should get it. This was always my worry for him, but this is it. This is for the place in the final. And in it goes. What a match we have seen. Brilliant pool played out there.
Yes, he did.
But interesting that just to get the feel from the player's perspective as we see Tom hit a sledgehammer here.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, what a sledgehammer. Just interviewing Justin there. And he said, oh, you know, about time he gets one of these, you know, saying, you know, he's fed up with second. And so he won 2. And he said, yeah, they're shootouts. You know, he wants the Open. That's what he, you know.
Yeah.
I know it's prize money's a little bit higher in the Open than the shootout, and you've got a 128 player field as opposed to a 16 player invitational.
Yeah, much more difficult to run the gambit.
Yeah, you obviously win a little bit more money, which is obviously important for the professional players, but and more the prestige of taking down a 128 field.
Yeah, and I come in just a little bit late. I was having a conversation with one of our junior finalists. He's feeling pretty good, and he's ready to play, and we'll see them here in just a little bit. I also stopped by Sophia Mass' table. She flagged me down and let me know that she was up 4-2. Don't know where they're at now, but it is very much so moving towards Trophy Day. We're in Trophy Day, but trophy presentations, we'll have 3 of them.
That first shot from Tom there is his absolute MO. And, okay, it could have come out a little bit kinder, but he had a couple of problems on the table, and he's dealt with them both in one shot. It's how he goes about it.
Yeah, and you got to feel that even though he got a little revenge in the shootout, you got to feel like maybe, you know Tom a little bit better than I do, maybe this win would mean a little bit more, considering Tom was beaten twice by Joe, and Tom has a chance to kill Joe's streak here of being a finalist. This would make 3 times in a row if Joe won this rack.
Which would be very impressive in its own right. Yeah, you shouldn't forget that.
So for Tom to be able to put a stop to that, that's got to be a little bit more of a payback, right?
Yeah. I think Tom's won so many titles over the last 2 or 3 years that I don't think he'll be thinking those terms. Obviously, he's a competitive animal. You know, he's going to be very upset if he doesn't win the title. But he deals with losses very, very well. But you know, he's also a professional pool player. You know, and the financial sides of things really ramps up from losing in a quarter or a semi to taking down the title. I think it's really significantly jump up. So this is where you really kind of want to get paid, basically.
Yeah, of course. Well, for the sake of me being a storyline guy, I'm going to feel that way for him, because
I'm with you. I am absolutely with you.
I love the idea of it's the revenge versus the streak.
Finished on the halfway line here.
Not too happy with it, and it really is just borderline the 50-yard line. Just, I mean,
is he in danger of scratching here?
Absolutely.
Oh,
not with that English.
That is incredibly good. Potted it thick as well. Sophia still in control though. The 3rd straight final in the Women's Open. He's been breaking like that ever since he came over to the States. It's almost like a front ball cut break.
Shot clock all the way down. Do you see any major issues here? Anything that you might want to take out quickly?
No, nothing too. I mean, this is pretty plain sailing, isn't it? Only just thinking how much room to get to the 9. So it's just order. It's just the route, isn't it, in the order, and he's obviously going to go straight in here.
Ideally, you want the 13 ball for the 9. I actually think you might be a little off angle. Maybe wrong, though.
I think I'd have liked to get rid of the 13 ball before I played the one at the top. And then the one at the top comes down and you land on the 12, and that gets you on the 9.
And he's able to dead stop that ball, which puts him in a prime position.
But the only reason I was saying it like that is I don't like leaving the 2 furthest right as my last 2. I mean, it's not a problem. Just always looking for the perfect pattern where you kind of just guaranteeing yourself. You know, you're just working a little bit here.
Yeah, from here I like the 9 to the 14 to the 12 up top, and it sets you up well for the 8 in the top left corner.
Yeah.
If you can find the straightest line possible from ball to ball, and you can stay on that line, that's generally the way to go, I think.
Well, the issue with straight line ball is if you don't get straight, then you've got a problem. But if you can get straight, then it can just become really simple. I quite like always having that turn of angle so that you can then use a cushion, use a rail. You know, you still have the control,
something like this.
Something like this. Although this time I would love to have, played for straight in.
It's very situational.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit surprised because it was so easy to play straight in, and then it's a little bit easier, but not that it was going to be an issue anyway.
I didn't expect him to go like this.
No, I didn't. I mean, the 8 did go up to the top left comfortably, so I was expecting a couple of rolls to then play a stop shot. But Joe saw it a different way. But it is an interesting one as we see Joe do a couple clear here. It's a bonus. Oh, it's crunched again. Brilliant.
And that's a lot different break than what we've seen as far as the layouts go.
Might have to take solids here.
Yeah, no good shot on the stripes, even though they may be the better play.
I think they would be, but it's not a problem either way because the combination is pretty routine on the solids. He would like to get nicely behind it.
Yeah, more good news for Tom. I think where we are at and the pace of play we're at, I think if we did get to that hill scenario, I don't think the clock would really come into play a whole lot. There's quite a bit of time left, so really at this point, get out here, cross your fingers and fade Joe's break and win, and now you're hill, and there's probably 2 or 3 minutes left on the clock.
I think he would have liked to have been on the combination there. He always knew that there was a chance he wouldn't be.
You don't want to be on your last shot playing a combo. It's very easy to lose your cue ball or your first object ball.
More than that, you don't want to play the combination and be on the ball that you're having to play the same ball twice. So you're playing on a moving ball.
Yeah, that's always tough.
If he could make this combination, if he gets it slightly wrong, I think the 9 could come in and block still. It should be okay. Yeah, he is. It was so straight.
Watch out. Watch out.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Wow.
This is complete deja vu of Shane Thompson's match. Hit it really well, and he just overrolls a little bit. He's kicking for his tournament life here with no extension.
Yeah, even though he's made the hit, he knows it would be very fortunate for him to get another shot in this match, and essentially that's his only error in the whole game. That's how tough it is out there.
And you got to feel a little bit for Tom because he was really, really set up well, and just the small mistake forced a second, and then forced the combination to be played. And like you said, the moving ball, which really didn't come into play, but I'm sure in the back of Tom's head he was kind of thinking about it and caused him to overroll a little bit. If you're a fan of Joe Prince, you're probably ecstatic because Tom hasn't made very many positional errors.
I said it's a bonus if he gets a go in this rack. Well, he has. This is for a place in the final against Justin Bergman.
Maybe could have dealt with a little less angle.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee to get shape and shot on this.
Better to overdo it than underdo it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You always play the 13 first. Now he's got a slight issue. The temptation is to, the side pocket's actually in play here. Can he get through to the 13 and take that first?
He might be able to. Oh, he went for the bump, and the shot's on. He can play this, but his cue ball's going to be moving. We're not out of the weeds yet, guys.
No, we're not. That wasn't the bad shot. He had to try and be creative there. It was the shot before where he had loads of margin.
A little bump, and he's perfect. Wow. Feeling a little fortunate. Throws the hand up. He knows he got fortunate on that one, but once again, Joe Prince is going to be in his third final at Ultimate Pool USA's events here in the Louisville Open.
And we're going to get underway. It's a race to 6 racks and 40 minutes on the clock. And I think the big challenge for the players is the step up from the out tables to the main arena where you're front and center and everybody is watching you.
Yeah, as we kind of saw in that last junior final, I mean, the other thing they're just simply not used to is the 15-second shot clock whenever it gets down there, and it can rattle them a little bit. And we've seen that at several of our events, but we'll see how these guys manage the clock. I think that's always a big thing to look at whenever, first time on the stream table for both of these gentlemen.
So dry break from Eddie means that it will be Shane Petrick with the first opportunity here. Pretty good chance this as well.
Yeah, everything's got a pocket, just got to be on point here. That 14 to the 13 looks a little tough. I mean, I don't know. He's got a couple of different options to get on the 13 ball, but.
Any value in just bumping through?
Yeah.
Maybe just a controlled one. You wouldn't want to go on with any pace. I don't know if he's got the angle for that actually. It's just off. Yeah.
Yeah, the 9 goes through.
It's come back too far.
Overcooked that one a little bit, as we like to say, and kind of see that also on the first time on the stream.
Yeah, I was going to say that's forgive him for being a little bit. A little bit on edge out there.
I would have missed 3 balls ago, so he's holding it together just fine. So.
And this time he's short, so he's kind of gone. He's gone long and he's gone short. Can he even see enough to make it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he can, because he's looking at, can he get onto the, I think it's the 12th ball there, isn't it? So.
Oh yeah, I hit me call that. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Confusing me.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one that knows the numbers.
Yeah.
So.
Trying to spin it around the table off the ball and kind of asking for a little bit of hope there.
Yeah, on that one I almost like just taking on the bank shot, and it would have led to if you drop it back.
Give yourself a chance. Yeah.
Don't leave as much to chance there hitting these balls up table, and so because he's always going to have to get a really, really good roll to be on this ball off of that shot. So
definitely a story of leaving your hardest ball till last.
Yep.
And watch the best players in the world, they attack it early. Good effort, but not to be. Has tied up the 5 ball though, so work for Eddie here. Good hit,
yeah,
got the rail.
Good effort. I mean, did open up that 5 ball, but this is kind of one of the beauties of the International 8 ball rule set, and one that I like the most is that you have to make an attempt to hit your ball on every inning, or it's a loss of thrack. And it just really speeds up the pace of 8 ball games, and it makes it a little bit more exciting because we've all kind of been in that tied up battle there where we just punt balls around and it takes 20 minutes. So.
Just going to take Eddie a little bit of time here. He can't quite get things going.
And with the location of that last stripe there, he kind of shooting free, and he knows if he gets out of line at any point, he can probably play a fairly easy safety to get a hook.
So the only problem with that is it's going to be the same thing. He'll be leaving his bad ball till last. So I think for me, you make the decision: are you going for it or not?
Right.
I think the way he's here, he's going to leave it last ball, which isn't. I mean, he should be guaranteed to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just You just could get a little honey onto the 8 from it, but he's got more
playing on
margin.
it right now. I think he's going to drift down for it and not leave it for last.
Yeah, which I actually always prefer.
Can't tell if he got it a good enough angle to where he can spin past. It does look like he can spin past and not hit the stripe. Yeah, there you go. Good shot. Good cueing. I don't think we've seen too many 7-8 minute racks here. This one has taken a while off the match clock. So
Yeah, I think the match clock plays, doesn't it, on these open finals?
yeah, I think because we have the expanded race, and I think it's we've seen the junior 6-ball shootout in the Denver Open. We've nearly had a few others particularly in the ladies final or the juniors final. A lot of times those do tend to take the whole match clock up.
Excellent break. And a very good layout. Very, very good. Best layout of the match. Solids for me.
Yeah, I don't mind. Well, yeah, because the 8-ball with the stripes a little bit funny, but I don't know if you can make a wrong decision on this one. Such a great break, but yeah, I definitely am gonna. I would take solids.
Yeah, I don't like the 8-ball where the stripes are, and that makes the one at the top just slightly awkward as well.
Correct.
So I like the solids, and assuming the 8-ball in the sides, no issue. Get right behind it. Could become an issue if you get slightly awkward on it. If not, you got to look for another option.
Solid 10 point.
Yes, that's a little bit of traffic to navigate with this shot, but he has to get awful unlucky to not fall on something here. So.
It's come up quite a long way. I wasn't expecting him to do that. Shouldn't be a problem. Leave the 4 as your last ball.
Yeah, I just don't overspin this one. Probably one of the things I struggle with most is drawing shape off of a hanging ball. I think I seem to always not go my way. So we got a good angle on that 7 to drop down for the 4. So
Left quite a lot of angle here on the 7. Might be worth just using the 12 really to hold. That would be perfect. I decided to play it clean. Don't hook yourself. Okay. Nearly a little bit wide there, but slightly edgy that one. I thought he'd miss when he hit it.
wiped his feet on the way in the door there. So overhead tells me this is a little bit thinner than I thought it was originally, but still very, very makeable.
No, he's missed it. I don't know whether the previous shot just put him on edge. It was always going to be about that shot. I mean, I still wouldn't change the decision of going solids, and just would have.
Somebody just kind of rushed that shot a little bit. I think it looked like
just wanted to get right behind it. I think when the transitional shot, which is so often the one that goes wrong, just left him a little bit off, and then he was chasing it. Whereas if he gets the transitional shot right, he's probably ends up right behind that 8 ball where you don't feel you can miss it.
looks like that 15 passes the 8 in the side as well. It's tight, but
comfortably.
Yeah, easy. You look at these camera angles a lot more than I do. I still can't struggle with it until they go.
Oh, I still do.
Yeah.
So, having lost the opening 2 racks, Shane Petrick's going to win the next 3 to go in front for the first time.
I feel great about that with the way the match started for him. He's just had everything laying tough, and now it's been laying open for him, and he's really capitalizing and running out on those. So
yeah. Chance for Eddie then. That one gets away. After winning 3 straight for Shane, that was an opportunity to go 4 straight and really start to take a stranglehold on this final. Now he's let Eddie back into it.
He doesn't seem to mind the 2 too much there. Definitely room to just cut that in. No need to break it out and
deal with it early.
Yeah, he's going to deal with it early. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. The 2 ball or 1 ball is a little funny as well, but it's I like this option a lot better. Remind me, Simon, in Colorado, did Justin win the shootout or the Open? Justin Bergman.
Justin won the shootout.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to have a new champion in both the ladies and the Open this time.
We are.
So.
Well, not in the ladies, in the juniors.
Oh, yes, juniors.
Yeah, we could sit here, could yet go back to back.
Yeah. Sorry, so as you said, it's been a long weekend.
It has been a long weekend, yeah. That'll do if the one goes in the side, but it's a bad angle. May have to actually take the. Oh, I suppose you can. I've got a couple of options here. I don't know if the one does go in the side.
Also, the 6 lays a little bit funny now as well, so he might just. He thought he might just pass this up and lay that on the end rail and see what happens. So it's.
Don't hate that at all. If you don't quite land right, no need to push the boat out.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you're giving Shane an opportunity to kick at it and make something happen, but you know, it's probably the better percentage play than chasing that one.
You know, with just kind of funny seeing him playing that simple safety. It does kind of bring me up to one of our points with our league players. we get a lot of questions that they kind of confuse the no intentional fouls with not being able to play safe at all. And so we're like, no, you can play safe at all. You just have to hit your ball first always. You can never intentionally foul. So
I think everyone that plays the rule set for the first time think that there's no safety, but there really is. The tactical side of the game is fascinating. It's just progressive. You just can't. It's very rare to have a drawn out rack. It's so hard to, the way to play the safety game is to be progressive with it.
It's also, the other thing is kind of interesting about that. That was just a very simple, straightforward safety. It looked like it was the way to play, but he was massively rewarded with that. And it's so often we try to be too perfect on those. And sometimes just letting your opponent shoot is a good way. So. Yeah, left himself a little work here. Kind of overcooked that and got the angle he didn't want, but he still should be okay.
Square, just outside the 10-minute mark, so nothing's considered. We're going to go to 15 seconds a shot. A couple of shots into the next rack. We're really poised well here. Both players have made errors, both players have put together some quality as well. It's really good to see juniors playing at this level.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Like I said, it's just the level of junior play at every one of these open events just gets a little bit better and a little bit better. And it's, like I said, it takes nothing away from our former champions because every junior field has been absolutely loaded. But like I said, it just more as the word gets out about our tournaments, we're getting more and more from across the country, and it's just awesome to see.
So we're going to find out how these two are going to deal with 15 seconds a shot. This is where it's all going to get a little bit, a little bit interesting. Has to be a quick run out here. There's no other option, otherwise the title's going to be gone. Eddie van der Rohe needs to find something big.
He needs to take care of business on this one and then get a little lucky on Shane's break on the next one, because it'll.
Well, he's made the 8 ball. Let's not get too excited. It's not a golden break, but he has made another ball, so at least he's going to get the opportunity at the table.
But look where this 8 ball is going to spot up.
It's going to be horrible. When I saw the 8 go in, I was like, I hope he knows that there's no 8 balls in play. It would have been horrible to see a celebration and then find out that it's not in play. He knew, and he also, as he was asked to just sit in his chair so he didn't gain an advantage for the extra time it took to put the ball back, that this is a horrible layout. That's a brilliant shot. At least to give himself a fighting chance.
That was, absolutely.
That could have been so much kinder.
Got one of those things when it rains it pours. It seems like he can't get the proper roll that he needs.
I see Shane just sat in his corner, I think, deep inside. He knows he's won this. Yeah, that was tough. And Shane comes to the table and he can enjoy himself. This is a lap of honour for St. Patrick. It is just to pot a few balls, to run the clock down, enjoy the moment. He's going to be the champion.
There you go. I think the clock just dawned on him a little bit. He was ready to shoot, but remember he needed to run it. So
we're under a minute left. He's 2 racks in front, and he's at the table. You have to say, after the way this match has gone, he was looking pretty shaky in the first couple of frames. You know, just let a couple get away. Not crazy errors, but just maybe chased a couple that didn't work out for him. But since he found his stride, he's played some really good stuff out there. Might even, no, he won't. I was going to say, might even beat the clock to get to 6. It doesn't matter. We're under 20 seconds to go. And that is match over. Eddie Vonderoo comes forward to shake Shane Petrick's hand. It is a brilliant performance from the young man, and he takes down the Junior Open title. It really was another brilliant tournament. The juniors always deliver excitement for us. Shane Petrick takes away the title, and he will have many more in the future, I am sure.
And Sarah with a big break here. And a ball down, so she will have control of the table first round. And we are in for a treat here. Sarah's played excellent all weekend long. And of course, Sophia, proven track record. Ball down here. She's really set herself up pretty well. It's just a question of if the 14 ball goes. Sophia able to get to the table here and is looking to run out this first rack. This is a extended race here. It's going to be 6, race to 6 with a 40-minute match clock. All of our finals extended by 1 game. And in just a moment, I will have my special guest co-commentator in here. I can see her heading this way right now. We'll just have to see what Sophia does here.
And Sophia making a great shot there. And I do have my special guest co-commentator now. It is somebody who knows a little bit about playing in this arena, Miss Tara Connor. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. Thanks so much for having me.
So you were in the arena, and I hate to bring it up. It probably wasn't your most pleasant experience, but as a pool player, we learned to have short memories. What's it like being out there in the arena for the first time?
Yeah, it was really, actually, it was a pleasant experience. Because he is obviously about a nice break, Sarah.
Wow,
really
look at this
good.
break.
3 balls.
Yeah, it's quite funny. I hear him over and over saying, orange, orange, orange.
Yes, thank you.
And it's it's one of those things where when you're down and you've already set your mind, it's very difficult to stand up and run around the table. You almost feel like you have a better shot with what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. And I convinced myself I was going to just hit it and roll up for the orange, and he could do the orange. But, then that moment of shock and, oh, my gosh, not this ball, made my stroke not so good. Anyway, it was a learning experience. But the shootout was super fun. And, yes, I think I aged like 2 or 3 years.
So we had an announcement earlier of where we're going next.
Yes, I'm so excited. Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I've got quite a few friends in that area.
And who doesn't love to go somewhere really warm in the middle of February?
Right. Are you going to make it out there?
I would love to, yeah. I mean, I'm certainly gonna try. I wouldn't, these events are so well run. They're so beautifully organized. Everyone is so kind and fun. And, now that the more events you do, like you start to meet different players. Ooh, I think she was shying away from that side pocket a little and, didn't end up seeing the line correctly.
Yeah, it's a little tough there for Sarah.
But, I know so many of the players now. I've played so many of them, and I just enjoy it immensely.
Yeah, and we definitely have a big group from that Kansas City area.
Yeah.
That kind of follow around, and we've talked about this a little bit with the fact that we've kind of got a train of followers. So we go to Kansas City, and then in Colorado, all the Kansas City people are there. And then we go to Louisville, Kentucky, and all the Kansas Call and quite a few Colorado people are here.
And don't forget us Iowans.
Iowans, is that a word? Iowans?
Yes, we call ourselves Iowans.
Okay, that's perfect. But yeah, so we're going to end up in Phoenix, Arizona, and we're probably going to get quite a few Louisville players as well, a lot of Kentuckians or Indianians. I don't know how to say that one. I give up. But yeah, so it's going to get to the point where people are traveling around to play in our events. So if we announce an event in your area, you probably need to go ahead and get your entry in quickly because we always want the local players to play, but we've got a pretty big following of players that are just moving everywhere.
It's true. You kind of have to jump on it when you hear. I mean, sometimes there's a few spots that open up, if someone can't make it, but it's really awesome just how much. And I think they said the Phoenix one's going to be bigger for women. We've been typically doing a 32-player field, and I believe it'll be in 48. 48. Okay, yeah.
I don't know for sure, but if that's what they said, then.
And they're doing a like a second chance tournament. You're automatically entered. I assume if you're anyone who gets out, in the first 25% of the players are gonna go right into another tournament. You get your money out of it that way, and you have awesome. You get to fill up your weekend.
No.
Oh, poor Sarah.
This is really rough, and guys, it's not that we're trying to ignore the game. It's that there's quite a bit of play going on here, and Sarah's really had a great opportunity at the table. Just a very unfortunate foul there. Yeah, that's awesome with the Phoenix event, and I'm super excited for that. It's going to be a really, really great event, and I'm excited to go. My wife's not a fan of me missing Valentine's Day, but maybe I can fly her out.
I think your wife needs to come and enjoy the event with you.
You think she needs to come and come to Arizona and hang out?
Absolutely.
I like that idea. I'll tell her.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Sophia really is for lack of another word, dominating this ladies' final. And Sarah, just every chance she's gotten so far, it seems like it's been very difficult. So we're looking at roughly, what is that, 2 to 3 minutes a rack?
Another good break, though.
I think about 2 minutes and 45 seconds a rack. And if she doesn't get a solid break and a solid shot every time, and she's got to fade Sophia's breaks, I mean, she's up against the wall. It's not to say that it's not possible, but she's definitely up against the wall, and she's got to make something happen right now. She needs to get out in this rack. She kind of needs to do it quickly. You never want to rush in a situation like this, but you almost have to.
And this, I mean, and even if she misses here, solids are very tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Sophia and you can't get out, the safety options are oh no. Oh no, Sarah.
Yeah, she's just a little frustrated.
That is a tough one.
Actually, you know, it's funny, moving, what's the brown stripe?
It's a 15 ball.
Thank you. Moving the 15 ball is actually a little, was almost a bad thing where she's left it, because now I think the 4 caroms off of it. So before, where those two were pretty locked up with not much hope, now she actually has, I think, a reasonable chance of possibly making it.
Well, she didn't, I don't think she did before, solely because I don't think she could have got the angle
Behind the
to
5.
get there.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's enough room between there.
That's all changed now. And now I'm not sure if the 4 ball goes in the side at all.
Yeah, it is definitely locked on that 15.
But Sophia's just going to back this ball up.
She
Give
just
it a
needs to
little
move
tap.
it, yeah, a couple
Just-
millimeters.
Just one little itty bitty tap. And she's going to have a shot on the 2 ball. It's not ideal, but it is a shot, and it will allow her to put herself in a position to get out.
Yeah, even though she's sort of stretching by that 4, I think she's actually in a really good spot.
Yeah, she's going to have a shot on this ball in the side pocket. Just needs to give it a little touch. I wouldn't play it with anything other than just a little bit of right-hand spin, to be honest.
I don't love the 1 for the last ball, though. Oh, she's putting the 3. Sorry, I thought she was going for the 4.
Yeah, I actually thought she would go for the 4 too, but I wasn't sure she could see the 3 ball there. So going this direction, I like the 1 for the last ball. But I agreed with you. If she was going to shoot the 4, I wouldn't have liked to go from 3 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we jumped the gun a little bit last time, Tara, but
This for real.
Sophia is in control of this rack.
Now, you're positive it's a race to 7.
I'm pretty positive it's a race to 7.
And this has been a very short, we've got 12 minutes still left on the clock. That's quite a short match.
Yeah, once again, we
17 and a half minutes.
we love the fact that Sarah's made it this far, and she really
Absolutely.
didn't get much of a chance here, but that's a testament to how well Sophia's playing, and maybe a little nerves for Sarah.
Everything has been reset. The arena's gone green. That means we are ready for the final match here in Louisville for the weekend series. And it's been an unbelievable weekend. It really has. So much fun on the ground, so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed it at home. It really has been a treat here in the venue. This final promises to be something very special. Justin Bergman is back in another final, the 3rd one of the weekend. So far he is 1 win and 1 runner-up finish. Lost out in a shootout final to Tom Cousins, won the mixed pairs, and now he is in the open final. Joe Prince is also in another final. I mean, it's storylines galore, really. His third straight Open final. Some achievement for Joe Prince, beating Tom Cousins for the third time as well in the semi-finals, which is an achievement in itself. And one of these two gentlemen will win the title. Simon Webb and Stephen Wyatt with you.
Yeah, you know, it's just been an amazing weekend all the way through. We've seen so many stories come to fruition. Oh no, what is this? Well, Joe just got a really nice Christmas gift. But, you know, talking about the storylines, Sophia Mass with her 4th title, Shane Petrick finally grabbing his first one, and we have another championship to give out between the shootout and the mixed pairs and the juniors and the ladies, and now the Open Championship. This is a top weekend for me as far as Ultimate Pool USA goes. We've seen some incredible stuff all weekend long. What a shot that is for the breakout. And we are going to settle in for this one. And just want to get my facts straight here. Simon, we are on an extended race, correct?
Yeah, race to 8. Still 40 minutes, though. So it's fast and furious out there.
And Joe's going to be comfortable with that and be aware of it. So he's going to know kind of where he's at. And you know, Justin's had his fair share of finals as well. So both guys comfortable in the arena. And to be fair, both of them looked immaculate in their semifinals matches. Justin just coming through in a tough match with Shane Thompson.
That was my best match, my most enjoyable match of the whole weekend, really. It was, yeah, just quality and drama mixed together. I know it. You know, we've had some dramatic moments with the golden break in the shootout, the 6-ball shootout for the title in the mix, all that sort of stuff. Brilliant, love it. But in just pure quality pool and drama, that match with Shane Thompson was the match of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure Shane doesn't feel that way, but the fact of the matter is that the match quality was amazing. And I think I agree with you. I'm a little biased on the golden break. That was such an amazing moment.
Though, yeah.
And it was so early in the event that I think it might be why we're so tired, is because we've seen so much this weekend. Really nice touch draw shot there with Joe.
He's rounding into form. He didn't play, I know he made the semis, he didn't play particularly well in the shootout by his own admission. Really started to warm up today, played better when we saw him earlier on, and then that performance in the semi-final against Tom Cousins, but in his own words, was the best performance of the weekend from himself. So he's kind of really hitting top form at the right time.
He may try and run into the 13. Stop his cue ball.
Oh, he's fouled. Oh, and Joe's not happy. We'll see this one again, but he turned around immediately, which tells us Joe doesn't think he's fouled here. Normally when this happens, the player knows. Let's have another look.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, comfortably.
It was so subtle with the top or with the bottom of his cue stick that may be why he didn't feel it.
Yeah, he's saying there he didn't feel it. It's unusual for the player not to feel it, but Joe obviously didn't. Our referee team, I can't say enough for our referee team, to be honest. They work so hard. You know, Rich and Darryl have been on the TV table for the most part. You know, we've got a growing team of IRO referees now, and we've seen a few more getting the exposure out there this weekend. But they have been the mainstays, the experienced guys out there, and I don't think they've missed a trick. And they've had some interesting moments as well throughout the weekend.
Yeah, and like I said, we've had several other floor refs as well, and we know you guys generally only see these guys, but Regina Wilson and Chris McCurley spent quite a bit of time on the floor, as did Tina Larson. So hats off to those guys. I know it's tough coming into an event and trying to learn everything and being put out on the floor, but it's the best way to learn, and everybody did a great job.
Yeah, and it's a growing team, and we'll talk about that in a second. Just let Justin deposit the 8-ball and get himself 2 in front. So it's quite a big frame. Remember, rack 4 could be a big one as Justin goes 2 clear. And he has Well, he has some sort of shape on the 9.
Still a question on that 15, though.
Agreed.
And
Worst case, he's got the bank, but it's not what he would want.
Well, now how do you get from the 12 to the 14? His options are becoming more and more limited as he goes on.
Might juice this up. Yeah, I think he's really gearing up here. That's excellent.
It's kind of funny. Justin's gearing up. He didn't hit it near as hard as I thought.
Just got the spin on, didn't he? That's just beautiful cueing. He was gearing up to really hit it hard, but actually, just let the cue ball do the work with the spin on.
Yeah, use the rails to your advantage, and I think he's going to be looking at a sort of a cross bank here. Yeah, and that's exactly what he's going to have to do. So he cannot send that ball over to the side without going across it. So you're going to see the cue ball travel down to the bottom end of the table, I believe, unless he's going cross corner.
No, he's trying to make it. Just trying to flick it in.
I'm kind of surprised to see him go for that side pocket.
I didn't think he was on it. He's played it trying to flick it in, but I mean, I'm not sure he was there. That's a lifeline here for Joe Prince, because that was 5-1 on that shot.
And we're getting a little bit of a reverse from the pattern. We've seen Justin play iffy early on and then really come on in the end. And we're seeing the opposite of that. We've seen a couple of mistakes now. One potential mistake was saved by the fluke, but luck ran out a little bit on that. You like this direction here, 7 to the 1 to the 5, or 7-5 to 1?
I'm not sure why you wouldn't take the 1 there.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but he has a plan of some sort. I guess it makes it a little bit easier to get to your 8 ball.
It's sort of English patterns, because you take the 1 to go 8 in the side, but here you take the. I'm surprised by it, but I mean it's fine. It was just slightly awkward cueing, wasn't it?
I think we're nitpicking a little bit because he's going to get there, but it wouldn't be the first time we've seen awkward pattern play lead to a mistake.
Yeah, not this time though. Can't see it. And yeah, this good on the 8 ball.
Amazing stuff here. We've got a match on our hands, and Justin's going to have to really get out of the funk that he's in here. Well, ball goes down, but this is not the prettiest rack. The stripes look okay, but the 8 ball's kind of funny. Really only has 1 pocket available, and with 15 seconds in play, Joe's not going to have a ton of time to figure this rack out before he has to shoot.
Stripes in play.
I don't think Joe's ever going to change his break, but he's been left some messy layouts in this match. It's not been open pool, has it? This feels another one as well. It's one of those that you feel like you should get, but you feel like you're working all the way through.
Yeah, it's interesting because some of his breaks work brilliantly, and then some of his other breaks leave him in trouble. So it's obviously the break works, but at what point do you say, "Oh, I can't keep leaving myself these messy racks like this"?
I don't think he'll change, just because he's done it for 3 straight tournaments. And actually, as messy as this is, it actually looks quite good to get out here. Assuming the 9 goes in the side, just give yourself the angle where you can just bump forward and easy drop on the 8 ball.
The toughest part about the 9 ball going in the side is that you don't want to hit it with a ton of pace.
He doesn't need to, though, does he? He can just let it fall onto the green.
Yeah, it's just a little tough. We'll see what happens. It's a very, very good shot. An absolutely great shot. And this is what Joe needed.
Yeah, excellent. 'Cause that was tight and congested. You just see there on the. He just feathered the 3 on the way through, but job done. Back to within 2, 6:25. So he's still clinging on. One more messy rack though really hurts him.
Yeah, and Justin seems to have really found his rhythm in the last couple racks, really playing well. He had a couple rough goes there in the kind of the middle of the area. I think it was 4-1 where he had some wild stuff happen, but overall I think he's playing very well, and currently he is poised to hold that trophy up.
His base level's just so high. It just never dips. You know, he might have the odd error here and there, but his base level is just such incredibly high that it just makes him so consistent.
Several balls down.
And I mean, it's such a sickening feeling for Joe, because you sat in your chair looking around, hearing these balls rattle in, and you're thinking, what's the layout going to be? Well, it's really good. And it's just not really giving Joe any hope of getting back into the match.
Yeah, and he can do his part on his breaks, but at this rate, it's not going to help any. As we creep under the 6-minute mark, this is where it becomes dire, and I'm starting to believe that there's just not enough time left in the match for Joe to do much, especially with Justin breaking like this. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see a phenomenal comeback just for my viewing pleasure. But you got to think Justin runs this rack out. We're down to right around 5 minutes. Joe breaks, runs his rack out. We're down to 3 minutes. And there's just not enough time there. Justin Bergman.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
wow. Just for a second, he thought he'd scratched in the side. Quite
Which would have
incredible.
been audacious.
Yeah.
Justin Bergman is now on the hill. Take your time, no rushing.
But if the layout isn't, make it worse. But the layout's going to be good here. Oh, the layout's good here. What's he got? The 4's an issue? Just the 4?
4. Yeah, that's really this.
He can go stripes, but then he's got a couple of issues on stripes as well. I think it's going to be the solids here, and then it's all about the 4.
And I think the smartest thing that was done right there is Justin Bergman saying extension.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that was almost instant call.
And you just have to feel a little bit for Joe, because again, he's played really well, but I think he's in trouble here, and I think he's, once again, we're going to be saying maybe in Arizona, well, this is his 4th final, and you know,
who knows? Who knows? Maybe.
It's unfortunate that he hasn't hoisted the trophy yet, but falling short in the finals has got to drive him. I know that. And when you're up against opposition like Justin Bergman, it sure does make it tough. And we are almost to the point of no return on the match clock. If Justin made a mistake here, it would be very, very difficult.
Just about okay, but as in doable. But you just don't see Justin making a mistake, do you? He's got a nice angle to come down here, and Yeah, this is just all really nice. He's dealt with a 4, which just needed a little bit of work.
And even now, if he were to miss shape on this ball, you wait it out.
That was a poor shot from Justin. Usually his cue ball's immaculate, and he's at least 1 diamond high.
We're talking about all these ifs, but we're never going to get there.
How good was that, though? Just to recover,
Great shot.
float it in with rakes, and that was fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are seconds away from seeing Justin Bergman hoist his first Open trophy. What an event it's been for Justin.
Brilliant from Justin Bergman. He is the champion. He takes down another title with Ultimate Pool. He adds the Louisville Open to the shootout and the mixed pair shootout that he has won over the course of the last couple of tournaments. Brilliant stuff from Justin. 2 tournaments this weekend and a runner-up finish. He really is the player of the weekend. We're going to crown him next. Your champion for the Louisville Open, Justin Bergman.